So in today's video, I want to show you a game that I just created myself, which is an investment game, the one you can see here, investinggame.io. And I'm going to walk you through the game and show you what you can do in the game. And the reason I think this is very relevant to my audience, because obviously people watching these videos are very interested in investing in general. And in the game, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in stocks, you can invest in businesses, both online businesses and brick and mortar. And you can also invest in crypto and commodities. Now, since I don't know any coding, I had to use AI to create the game and also to create the graphics for the game since I have no design skills. So you can see the graphics here and the graphics throughout the game. That's all created by me using AI. I used a site called Ideogram, which is right here, to create all the graphics. And then I used a site called, or an app called cursor.ai to program the whole thing. And then I used Grok, the Twitter or the X AI, to kind of help me plan all the things that I needed to do to help me implement all the markets, because this is quite complex, as you'll see once we go into the game. There are a lot of markets. You have stock prices that move. You have PE ratios. You have earnings and revenue. Then you have all the businesses. You have real estate prices. You have rent prices, and all that's connected to the income statement and the balance sheet. So it was pretty complex to make it all work. But through the help of using AI, Cursor and Grok, I was able to set up the game, which is now functional. And I encourage you to go to investinggame.io to try it out. It's free to play, so you got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Also, if you do like it, I would like to hear your feedback. I'm also looking for feedback on how I can improve the game and make it more fun to play. It's of course supposed to be educational and fun, so it's kind of hard to create a game that works for every user, but I would say this is a little bit advanced, so it's not exactly for the beginner, but the beginner could learn a lot, but it's more for the advanced investor. So let me show you the game here. You just go in here and input your name. It's pretty simple here. You can select which career you want to go with. It doesn't really matter. It's just for fun. So you can, for example, select here investment banker, and you can see all the details for the income statement, the monthly salary, the rent, and some bank loans, the total monthly expenses, the cost of living, student debt payment, car payments, and then the monthly savings, which is the most important number because you want to try to make this as high as possible so you can save more to invest more. And you can pay up your car loans, you can pay up your student debt and your bank loans to make this a higher number. And you can also add to your monthly income by buying stocks and real estate and businesses. So let's go into the game here. And this is your starting car. You start with a Toyota Corolla and you start with $10,000 in cash. And you just go into the game here. And here you can see the income statement is the first place you land when you come into the game. And this is a turn-based game. So you're starting in January of 2025. You're 24 years old. You're working as an investment banker, and then you can just progress through the months here, and you can see the cash position changes, and you progress to February of 2025. And here's the income statement. You can see the monthly numbers and then the annual numbers projected. And like I said, this can all be affected except the cost of living and the salary. Otherwise, everything can be affected here. And as soon as I buy a stock from the stock market, I'm going to start to get the dividends. And you can see your balance sheet here, your cash, the assets that you have, which in the beginning is not a lot. It's only your car. And then all the liabilities. And these can be paid off, which will directly affect the income statement. So that's all connected, and you can see the starting total liabilities are $170,000. So you actually start off with a negative net worth, which is very common in real life. And you have about 80 years to invest. You die at the age of 104. I actually programmed the game so it has data for 80 years for the real estate market, the stock market, crypto, and commodities. And the goal of the game is really simple. When you die, you want to have a net worth as high as possible. And I'm going to be creating a leaderboard so we can see which players are the most skilled in getting the highest net worth at the time of their death. But let me show you some more of the features and the markets you can use to get richer in the game. And here you can see you can buy different kinds of residential real estate. And I'm going to be slowly adding to this, so you'll have more selection of property to buy. But in the beginning, this is the selection you have, and you can level up. So, for example, start by buying single family houses with loan or with cash, and then move up to 30-unit apartment buildings. And you can see all the information here. If you put down 319,000 to buy a 30-unit apartment building, you'll get $49,000 back for the year, which is a pretty good return on your money. So in the game, the real estate is sometimes a good deal and sometimes it's not so good. So you just have to evaluate that as an investor would do in real life. And if we go to the commercial one, so once you level up, you can start buying office buildings, you can buy warehouses and even malls. And I'm also going to be adding to this one as well. So there are going to be more expensive properties, so you can level up even more. And then we go to the stock market here. And this is a very simple UI of the stock market. You don't want to have it too complex. You have 20 companies here, and you have the prices that fluctuate. Then you have the PE ratio, which most of the people that are watching this channel know exactly what the PE ratio is, price to earnings ratio. So you want to have this as low as possible, especially if you're looking at a company that has good revenue growth and earnings growth. And then you have the dividend yield. So this, of course, varies month by month if there's a good bargain in the stock market or not. And then this happens, you get your bills. Something happens, you go to the doctor, you go to the dentist, or you take a cruise or buy something expensive, and you have to pay those bills. And once you start buying real estate and buying businesses, those bills will be more frequent, and the amounts will be higher, especially if you have businesses or real estate that are worth more. So you always have to keep some cash on hand. If you take a look at here, the business market, you can choose if you want to start off in the online businesses, or you want to try for what I call the local businesses, which are basically just brick and mortar. And the online businesses are usually less expensive, and they are more like what I'm doing in real life, where I'm buying content websites and fixing them up to sell later. And the prices go all the way from $10,000 up to $10 million. You can buy an Amazon FBA business, a SaaS company, Amazon KDP. You can buy a faceless YouTube channel. So usually newer players are going to be starting off in the online business. And then once they get some more cash, they're going to be moving on to the local businesses. And the local businesses go from $500,000 up to $30 billion. So you can level up quite a bit there. As you can see, these prices do vary a lot. And like I mentioned, you can also buy cryptocurrency. For those of you who watch the channel know that I'm not really into cryptocurrency, but I know a lot of people that are interested in crypto. So I included that in the game, and you can trade crypto here. These are the 10 most common crypto, so you can try that out. You can also invest in commodities, gold, silver, oil, copper, natural gas, and wheat. Then you have the car dealership, and this is just the car you started with, and you can then buy more cars once you get more money. You can also get a car loan, which is of course going to cost you a lot. It's pretty expensive, but you have to watch out not to go bankrupt in the game, because if you go bankrupt, it's game over. If you can't pay your bills, or if you can't sell assets to pay the bills. and you can see there is a good selection of cars, and there's also a decent selection of yachts and private jets. You can see the yachts here that you can buy, and it's just for fun, you know, buying a yacht. Once you have a lot of money, you're obviously going to be focused on growing your investment empire to begin with, and then later on buying something like yachts and planes. You can see here you can go all the way up to a Boeing BBJ Max, which is $100 million plane, and it's going to be expensive to maintain it, so you better have a good cash flow before you buy that one. And you could also go to the real estate market and buy personal assets like a vacation house, penthouse, and mansion. And then finally, you can go to the bank and you can get loans there. You can get a standard bank loan, and then you can get a HELOC, home equity line of credit, if you own real estate that doesn't have a mortgage on it, or if you own a business that doesn't have a business loan on it. You can get loans from the bank. So if you have an investment opportunity that you want to take advantage of and you don't have the cash on hand, you can always go here and get your money from the bank, and it will go directly to the income statement. But it's going to cost you. The loans are expensive. But the video is going to be rather short today. I just wanted to show you this game that I created, and wanted to encourage you to go to investinggame.io, try it out, and let me know in the comments if there are any changes or if there are any bugs that need to be fixed. But that's it for the video today. I do want to thank you for watching. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel.